I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm going to read through our guide for tonight and how we're going to handle this teleconference. As a preliminary matter, this is J.R. Colby, Chairman, Board of Selectmen. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative.
I think you have to turn the volume up.
Damon Jesperson. Michael Doyle. Alicia Greco.
Here.
Jeff Walker. I know Jeff's having some technical difficulties. He's trying to find his way in. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tracy Blaze, Town Administrator.
Here.
Ellen Jameson, Executive Administrator. I think she's also working on her contact. Chief Michael Riley, Emergency Management Director.
Present.
And do we have Bob Connors yet? We're waiting on Bob Connors. So.
Yes, I'm on the way.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bob. Good evening. This open meeting of the Newbury Board of Selectmen is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19, we've been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Newbury Board of Selectmen is convening by telephone as posted on the town's website. All of the materials for this meeting, except for any executive session materials, are available on the website, and we recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted on the website. Now some meeting business ground rules. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, the chair, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. To speak clearly, that is, in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in colloquy with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. So. Yes. Okay. Is anyone else having problems picking us up? Alicia?
Yes. You have a terrible echo. You were breaking up almost every other word.
I wonder if we should.
We can't.
Can you understand me?
Yes.
Can you conference on your iPhone?
I don't have an iPhone.
Okay. How about this as a suggestion? The shellfish licenses are critical to be signed tonight. We can start off with that. And I wonder if we take a rain check and post for another meeting, and by then we should have go-to meeting up and running.
One at a time.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the list.
Everybody mute their phones.
Yeah, and everyone mute your phones, please. Okay, everyone mute your phones at this time, please. Okay. Alicia, can you hear me clearly, or are you having problems?
I can hear you, break up a little bit, but I understood that.
I think he said everyone's phones weren't muted.
Yeah, I mean, we can't.
They could have all been like this.
Okay. Is everybody okay with approving the shellfish permits tonight and scheduling another meeting as soon as we get our go-to meeting up and running?
I can understand that.
They're not on mute, because
So, yes, Damon. Everyone please mute your phone except for Damon right now, please.
My suggestion that we let somebody who is not anyway.
We can't operate like this. Okay, we might have to call it for tonight, unfortunately. We'll have to try to regroup as soon as we can post for another meeting. So, I mean, that's that. I mean,
I have suggested,
what is it, Alicia?
instead of using the town phone service, use the cell phone and conference everybody in and put it on speaker.
Have you got an iPhone?
No.
Is your phone able to conference?
I don't have an iPhone.
Oh, I see.
No. We're out of business. What's the cutoff on the shellfish permits?
Has everyone voted?
With this Bob Connor, have the moderator call back in, and it could just be a bad connection. When the moderator turned this, opened up this line.
Absolutely, try it.
Okay, we're gonna try again, and when I identify everyone, please unmute your phone, say present, and then mute your phone, and keep it muted until I call on you. So, we'll try again.
Please enter your password or moderator access code followed by the pound sign. The conference is currently empty. You will hear silence or music on hold when connected.
Hello?
Much less better now.
Oh, okay, mute your phone, Damon. Okay, who's this now?
Alicia,
Okay, I hear you better now, Alicia. Please mute your phone.
I can,
Hello?
Connors.
Okay, Bob, I have you now. Please mute your phone.
Jeff Walker here, and I can hear everyone fine.
Okay, Jeff, we hear you too. Please mute your phone. So who are we lacking? You get Damon?
Mike.
Mike hasn't.
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, we got you now. Things seem to be working a little better. So please mute your phone, and I'll go through the roll call for votes and comments.
Thank you.
All right, we'll kick it off again. So I have signed the chairman's report. I've signed the PR 20-19 for Alan Jameson. We have a update from Emergency Management Director Chief Michael Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If everybody can hear me, I just wanted to update the board as far as the emergency, the COVID-19 emergency. The town is obviously in a state of emergency, as is the Commonwealth and the nation, with the COVID-19 virus. The Emergency Management Department has been activated. In Newbury, we run the Emergency Management Department in a unified command. If this was a fire emergency, myself and Fire Chief Janvrin and Town Administrator Blaze would be in the unified command. If it was any other type of emergency, depending upon what type of emergency it is, you have the experts in the unified command advising you. Where this is a public health emergency, we are extremely lucky to have Deb Rogers as our health agent. Deb is extremely qualified. She's very professional, and she does a fantastic job. So Deb Rogers is part of the unified command here. Every decision that's made in emergency management is made in conjunction with advice. Things agencies and from everywhere, and believe me, we see it. But we get that information and we don't make rash decisions. We digest the information, we figure out what that information is going to, how it's going to affect every aspect of town operations and every aspect of the public safety. So, you know, there may be times when you think we're not acting quickly. We are. We're doing it as quickly as prudent. As far as emergency management goes, as the emergency management director, this is shaping up to be a very long haul. It's going to be a very long process with this virus, this pandemic. As such, I've devoted all of my time into emergency management. So for police department operations, I've assigned Deputy Chief John Lucy to run all the operations for the police department during the duration of this emergency. Once the emergency subsides and the state of emergencies cease to exist, obviously I'll assume my normal role. But, balance being emergency management director and police chief because they're fast-moving things. It's usually a Plum Island thing or, you know, a storm situation, and those things subside in 36, 48 hours, whatever it is. This one has the potential to go on for a long time. So that being said, with our unified command, I feel very comfortable with the steps we've taken. I feel very comfortable with the direction that Deb Rogers and Town Administrator Blaze want to go with things. And, you know, under a state of emergency, the Emergency Management Agency is in charge. Every decision that we make for town operations. Obviously, I rely on the fire chief, Doug Janvrin, who's a wealth of responsibility for any mistake, but any mistake we do make will be a mistake based upon information that was available to us at the time. And where these things are unfolding so rapidly and we get just inundated with information every day, you know, things change. We might make a decision one day and 12 hours later, you know, information is different and we might have to reverse course and do something completely different. That hasn't happened yet, I'm knocking on wood here, but if this lasts long enough, I know it's going to happen. So just be prepared for it. We're doing the best we can. Right now, I can't say enough good things about the townspeople and about the way they've handled this. There's been no panic. There's people taking it in stride, and it's difficult. I just spent most of the day today contacting non-essential business owners in town and trying to talk to them about what it means for their business, answer any questions that they might have, and, you know, we'll get through this. It's just a matter, it's gonna be a long haul. People need to be patient, and I can't say enough good things about the way the townspeople and the business owners have acted. And again, I can't stress to you enough how fortunate you are to have a health agent like Deb and Ginger. They are very professional. They have more training than any health agent that I know of in the incident command system and in their professions. And we are very lucky to tap on their resources. And really, that's about all I have to say. I will come to every selectmen's meeting and give you an update as to what we're doing and where we're going. I am planning on having public safety conference calls with all the public safety officials in town at least once a week to understand what's going on there. As far as COVID-19 cases go, we will never advise the public specific individuals that have it. I know towns get notified when there's a case within their borders, and that's, thus far, we haven't been notified that Newbury has an active COVID-19 case, but none of us are foolish. We all know that Newbury, it is in the confines of Newbury, it just hasn't been tested yet. So, you know, we're doing everything we can. I stress to people the social distancing, the hand washing, the disinfecting. I know as soon as I leave here and as soon as this meeting's over, this whole room's gonna get wiped down. And, you know, I don't take offense to it. It just is what it is. So with that being said, if anybody has any questions or anything for me, I am available 24/7. All the selectmen have my cell phone number. You can call me anytime, but I am devoting my full-time attention to this and to helping us get through this situation. Other than that, I have nothing else to say.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and it's, I just want to repeat, we have a great team in place here. You, Health Agent Deb Rogers, Tracy Mann in the front desk during the day. I have no worries about operations in the office here, and I'm very lucky in that respect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Bob Connors, would you like to give us an update on the building project construction committee? Yes.
The committee wanted to provide an update regarding construction schedule, inspection testing services, budget, change orders, and the groundbreaking ceremony. So, item 1, project administration. Typically at the start of all substantial construction projects, the general contractor initiates a number of submittals and RFIs regarding all major tasks, components, and MEP systems, which are presented to the design team for review. To date, over 200 submittals and 35 RFIs have been presented, reviewed, and released to proceed. Change orders. Changes in scope of work on a project have been
Mike, part of the problem is we all have to remain muted.
It's broadcasting fine. It will be rerun. It's fine.
Yeah, it's broadcasting fine, it can be rerun as a recording.
It's recording fine.
Certainly I'm asking, can you hear me?
It's not. Oh, God. No, they know. They know.
Mike, you need to mute your phone, then everyone can hear each other. The meeting is being recorded,
It's going to be fine for a rebroadcast.
so it'll be fine for rebroadcast. So please continue, Bob.
Okay. So after the geopiers have been installed, they require testing. On March 23rd, testing carrying of the geopiers were complete. Everything passed, and the foundation footing work started. During this particular week, all the foundation footings have been poured, and all of the foundation walls will be poured. We're going to suggest that a potential date of April 8th to be the groundbreaking ceremony at the site at 9 a.m. It is a significant milestone to have the foundation complete, ready to start framing. When you have a site with soil conditions like we have at Morgan Avenue. So that would be a decision for your board to make, and or to reschedule would be more convenient for the Board of Selectmen. We anticipate framing to start on May 1st with a duration through the June 20th. Again, these are weather permitting, and certainly any additional orders from the governor that may further restrict work on a project would certainly have impact. The ongoing COVID-19 crisis may very well result in construction schedule and supply chain delays impacting the final budget cost. It's an open item right now. Concrete framing lumber readily available, but as we get into electronic light fixtures and more sophisticated equipment, we could experience delays. So moving on to project budget. Okay, currently the committee's estimate of probable cost is as follows. The original construction bid remained at $6,086,314. The alternate bid items remain at $331,987. Project costs, which are designer, OPM, testing costs, remain at $1,007,500. FF&E, which includes security, card access, the communication tower, and AV, remains at $550,000. So the subtotal for the above is $7,975,801. The project contingency remains at $321,000. So the total estimate remains at $8,296,801. Now, as we go through the additional tabs within the packet, and we get into the change orders, you will see where that the communication tower, which was originally scheduled as an owner-supplied component, has been assigned to the general contractor for scheduling purposes. So we'll be transferring the cost of that component from FF&E to construction. So why don't we turn to tab 2? Okay, inspection testing services. On a project like this one, the state requires commissioning and testing by a third party, and Vertex, our owner's project manager, has solicited 3 bids from qualified vendors, and you'll see the results on the Vertex sheet. Second page is a more detailed breakdown from Feeney Engineering, who was the low bidder. Again, we wanted to walk you through this project in the process so that you'd have a clear understanding of how these projects are managed and how your committee is handling it. Okay, if you turn to tab 3, these are recommendations, potential change orders. That's what PCO stands for. So if you turn to tab 3, you see a letter of recommendation from Vertex, and it identifies 3 potential change orders. So the process is this. A potential change order is either generated by the general contractor or by the owner via architect. It gets processed, and then it comes back to the design team for review and recommendation. Then the committee takes a look at it and makes a decision. So why don't we go through these PCOs? So PCO 1R, the elevator, there was a code change during the bid process. An additional sump pump separator was required, and it has come through as a change order. The amount of $3,965.65 was recommended by Vertex, supported by Contact, and approved by the committee. PCO 2R3. If you recall, I just mentioned that the communication tower was covered under our FF&E line item. We transferred that responsibility to the contractor. So the contract for the GC will increase by $53,666.82. Okay, PCO 6R on the elevator. During the file bid process, the committee and the design team flagged the bids coming in as being too high. We elected to require the general contractors to carry an allowance amount of $186,000. After the bid was awarded, BC Construction negotiated a price with Otis Elevator for $133,000, which results in a PCO credit amount of $54,325. And again, that was recommended and approved by the committee and the design team. Now, this gives the appearance that the construction costs have actually gone up by about $4,000, when in fact, after we transfer the $50,000 from F&E, we currently are minus $50,000. Now, that certainly can change. Any questions on these items at this point?
I'm going to go through roll call. Damon, do you have any questions at this point?
At this point, I do not have any questions.
Okay. Okay. Mike, do you have any questions at this point?
Not at this time.
Okay. Alicia, do you have any questions at this point?
No.
Okay. Jeff, do you have any questions at this point? Okay, we're lacking Jeff. Okay, Bob, continue.
Okay, so we wanted to include the backup for these change orders, and you'll see those on tab 4, 5, and 6. And again, we wanted to give you a good working knowledge of the process and how it handles. Okay, if you turn to, I won't bother going through tabs 4, 5, and 6. I think you certainly look at that at your own leisure without taking any additional time. So if you turn to tab 7, project schedule. So the project is moving along at a rapid pace right now. I think the committee, the design team, and the build team is working good together, and the progress is excellent. The moving target is at this point, what impact to schedule are we going to face? We'll just have to address those when they are presented. And Tracy, if you could just back up my numbers, as I recall, we signed a contract with BC Construction towards the end of November. We provided a notice to proceed towards the end of December. And as I said earlier, the first 6 to 8 weeks is really the review submittal process. So March 1st has been the kickoff of construction of any earnest. The project, as of today, we anticipate a mid-February substantial completion. Again, that can change depending on a number of factors. And that is pretty much it, team.
Okay, thank you for the update, Bob.
Any questions?
Thank you for the update, Bob. I'm going to go through roll call to see if we have any questions. Damon, do you have any questions?
The only question that I have is if we can get the schedule blown up in a format that is easy to access and on the website. We can do that.
You know, we can work in the office here too to blow that up into a clearer format. Okay, Alicia, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Mike, do you have any questions?
I have a couple. Bob, has the noise situation as far as people coming to the site before 7 o'clock been handled?
Yes, like Chief Riley has worked with the site contractor and with the owner's project manager, reviewing that and setting the groundwork and reminding everybody of the residential aspect of the neighborhood.
But the only issue what we still have is when big deliveries come and the gate's closed at till 7, they'll sit in front of our houses and idle from 6. They've been as early as 6:15. We had one at 4. Okay, we've had one at 4:30, and this is unacceptable.
Mike, we fully understand that. What I would suggest, and what the chief would welcome, is call the station, and they will go over and address it.
Okay. But
And we think that'll be the quickest way to cure that problem.
the damage has been done by the time we have to get
if someone gets a big ticket, the word will get out in it. I think that's the way to address it, is through the police link.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the update, Bob.
One question for your committee, excuse me, for your board. We have tentatively proposed a groundbreaking ceremony for the April 8th. So what is your thoughts on that? I mean, certainly it's pending the lifting of the ban that the governor has in place for assembly. But we want to have something targeted for that milestone of having a full foundation and ready to frame.
My suggestion would be, why don't we float the date for right now, and we can call it for sure as soon as we have some better networking in place here at our next meeting. I mean, I can be available for the date, but rules on assembly and things might change as we approach that time.
So, Mr. Colby, I'll post the meeting because of the quorum reasons for the committee, and I would suggest your board do the same thing. And it can be canceled if the current circumstances conflict with doing it.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, if there's no other questions.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for the update. That was Bob Connors from the Police Station Construction Committee, the chairman.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, we have a request of Selectwoman Greco to use Board of Selectmen letterhead to write a letter of recommendation. Alicia, can you hear me? And would you like to explain the proposal?
Yes. So a constituent of ours is applying for a scholarship at the health professions position of the United States Air Force. One of the requirements of the scholarship is to have letters of recommendation submitted by politicians, professors, and former military people. I have different experience with this woman, and I am more than willing to write a letter of recommendation for her. I think that she will be an asset to the United States Air Force, and I believe I forwarded my letter that I wrote to the board yesterday or today. And are there any questions that anybody has?
Okay, I will go through the roll call after I read the letter. I'll read the letter off quickly here. All right, so everyone be sure to have your phones muted. Nope, I'm sorry, Alicia, I had your proposed letter electronically, but not in my packet.
No,
Would you like me
it's
to
right
read it
there, on
now?
the right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have my things arranged a little differently tonight. I do have it. Okay, everyone be sure to mute your phones. It is my distinct pleasure to write a letter of recommendation for Ava Moran to assist her in her endeavor for a health professions position in the United States Air Force. I have known Ava since age 4 when she and my daughter attended preschool together at Creative Playhouse in Byfield, Mass. I've had the pleasure to watch this young girl grow into a confident, purposeful young woman whose strong work ethic and leadership skills will be an asset to the United States Air Force. My name is Alicia Greco, and I'm honored to be serving my second term as member of the Board of Selectmen in the town of Newbury, Massachusetts. Before I was elected to serve on the Board of Selectmen, I was elected president of Triton Regional Schools PTA, where I have had many opportunities to witness Ava interact with her peers, her classmates, and the community. One specific example that comes to mind is when, in 2012, The Triton girls track team participated in the PTA's endeavor to have the high school students decorate and haunt classrooms to allow the elementary students to experience Halloween. Ava, along with other members of the girls' high school track team, took the initiative to create a warm, welcoming princess room, which was a safe environment for the younger children to experience the magic of Halloween. She led her team to disassemble a classroom, decorate it, pass out candy to almost 1,000 children, and then put the classroom back as it was found so classes could resume the next school day, all in a matter of hours. That was the year that Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast, and if these students had not volunteered their time on that Friday night, the local community would not have had Halloween that year as the hurricane hit over the Halloween weekend. Over the years, I've seen Ava balance her personal life with school, sports, and work. She has proven to be extremely dependable, punctual, and polite. She is extremely focused on the task before her and remains steadfast in achieving her goals. In summary, Ava Moran is an ideal candidate for this position within the United States Air Force. She has been laser-focused on becoming an optometrist since a very young age. Due to her strong work ethic, leadership skills, dependability, and engaging personality, there is no doubt she will be successful in whichever path she chooses. I believe her successes will continue to follow her, and the United States Air Force will benefit from having her in their ranks. So for the sake of discussion, I am going to make a motion. I move to allow Alicia Greco to use town letterhead to give this endorsement. Now I will go through a roll call discussion. Damon, do you have any discussion?
I don't see any reason that we would object to supporting this young person in their pursuits.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Mike, do you have any comment?
I think she's a wonderful woman, but I think it's a bad precedent setting her on town letterhead. I think she just put her, Alicia should just put her on personal letterhead myself.
Okay. Okay,
Can I respond to that?
you may, but I need to call you off.
Selectman Doyle, I understand you said it was a bad precedent. I understand it's a precedent, but I don't understand how it's bad. Can you explain that, please?
Okay, Mike, go ahead.
I just feel that we shouldn't use town letterheads for recommendations. It's just a personal feeling. But it's like, that's just a feeling. I think it's not the best thing to do, but I just think if you're making a personal recommendation, it should be on a personal paper, period.
This is Selectman Greco again. Well, I am making a recommendation because I know this woman personally, but she is one of my constituents. I am an elected official, and I believe that I am well within my
Yes,
rights
we do.
to use my capacity as an elected official in the town of Newbury to help our constituents.
I wish I'm not fighting that point at all. I'm just personal opinion. Okay, we can move on.
Well, I don't see how it's bad. So we've heard that from another resident, and I believe you're echoing his sentiments, and I'd like to know why you feel it's bad.
I'm not echoing anyone's sentiments. I'm echoing my sentiments.
Okay, I'm going to continue on with the roll call vote because a motion's on the floor. Okay, Jeff, would you like to entertain or make any comment on this?
I think at this time, it's perfectly something that is something we can do. I've got feedback, so I sound badly. So, I mean, we make recommendations for Eagle Scouts all the time. Maybe the whole board should sign the recommendation as someone that's going to serve the armed forces.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Let's see, we took Damon. I think that's all of us. Is there any further discussion?
Selectman Colby, this is Selectman Greco. I don't believe you had a second on this motion.
Is there a second? All those I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Selectman Walker, are you in favor?
I am in favor.
Okay, Selectman Jesperson, are you in favor?
Yes, I'm in favor.
Okay. All right, Jeff Walker, are you in favor?
Yes, I'm in favor.
Okay. Mike Doyle, are you in favor?
No?
This is Chairman Colby, and yes, I am in favor. The ayes have it.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, moving on. We have commercial clam permits for the 2020 season. I'm gonna rattle through them, and what I'm gonna do is, there are several Colbys in here, although I'm not closely related to any of them. I'm gonna recuse myself from just the Colby portion of this shellfish license list, from that part of the vote. I will call their names because of the situation we're in tonight, but I am recusing from the vote on anyone with the last name Colby on this list. So I'll rattle these off for you. We have Kyle Adams, 42 Cottage, Jamie Bopalin, 25 Withington, Frank Bennett, 131 High Road, Peter Britz, 79 Pine Island, Kaylee Burke, 9 Bittersweet Lane, Gus Campitelli, 12 Main Street, Tim Castine, 6 Rogers Lane, Ben Colby, 158 Elm Street, Charles Colby, 142 High Road, Charles A. Colby Jr., 56 Rear Central Street, Gavin Colby, 56 Rear Central Street, Laura Colby, 171 Hay Street, Mason Colby, 56 Rear Central Street, Nicholas H. Colby, 30 Central Street, Robert J. Colby, 171 Hay Street, Neil Conley, 39 Low Street, Everett Davis, 14 Grove Street, Leonard Dobson, 12 Rear Old Point Road, Jarrett Dodge, 5 Kent Way, Jay Dodge, 45 Fruit Street, Joshua Dodge, 45 Fruit Street, David Elwell, 48 Fruit Street, Douglas Fournier, 9 Bittersweet Lane,
Douglas Foley.
I misspoke. Douglas Foley, 9 Bittersweet Lane. Now on to the Fourniers. Robert A. Fournier, Spring Hill Road. Zachary Fournier, 12 Wayside. Kyle Jackson, 51 Northern Boulevard. John P. Kelly, 34 Old Point Road. Cole Lojek, 113 Main. Neil Lojek, 113 Main. Ross Lojek, 113 Main. Alexander Maxon, 7 Myers Lane. Noah Merrow, 131 High Road. Peter Moran, 33 Spring Hill. Cody Nixon, 53 Plum Island Turnpike. Corey Nixon, 53 Plum Island Turnpike. Michael T. Nixon, 53 Plum Island Turnpike. Kirk Olson, 94 Middle Road. William Papulias, 48 Cottage. John Short, 120 Main. William Short, 145 Main. John Thistlewood III, 26 Central. Peter Thistlewood, 26 Central. Jeffrey Thurlow, 164 High. Jim Welch, 10 Withington Street. Tim West, 9 Church Street. Tom White, 36 Downfall Road. Jacob T. Wood, 9 Lunt Street. Stephen Wood, 9 Lunt Street. So Fred Hoystrat, 35 Old Raleigh Road.
You want to do that separately?
Oh, sorry, strike Fred Hoystrat. We're going to do that separately. There's a little conversation to go along with that. So I will entertain.
To approve all?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Roll call.
I'll go through a roll call vote. Damon, are you in favor?
I am in favor.
Mike, are you in favor? Jeff, are you in favor?
I'm in favor also.
Alicia, are you in favor?
Yes.
Okay, so those are approved. We will now move on to Fred Hoistrat. Can you offer any explanation?
Yeah, I had a conversation with one of the shellfish commissioners, and he explained that this individual has a residence, is claiming a residence in Essex currently, and I understand that you have to be a
Residency.
resident. So their recommendation, the shellfish commissioner's recommendation to the board was to deny this.
Okay. All right, to make it clearer for the board, in case you couldn't hear Tracy, according to the Fish Commissioners, Fred Hoistrat no longer lives in town. He has a residence in Essex and is a registered voter in Essex. It's their recommendation to deny this request for Fred Hoistrat. I'm going to go through roll call for a vote. Damon.
Motion to deny?
Yeah, second. Okay, Damon, your feeling on this?
Yes, I think we should deny it. He can apply as a non-resident and get a license that way if he needs one.
Okay, Jeff, your opinion?
I would deny it also. The Plan Commission does a really good job, as does Paul Thistlewood, and that's their way of keeping everything straight for residents of our town to use our resource.
Mike, what's your feeling?
Motion to deny.
Alicia, what is your feeling?
I agree with David, to deny, he can apply as a non-resident.
Okay, and this is J.R. Colby. I also deny the request. So. All right, moving on. We have a discussion regarding the distribution of correspondence to the Board of Selectmen. Mike asked for this to be on the agenda, so I will let him kick it off. I also have some protocol I'm going to read through first. This is the Board of Selectmen office procedure for incoming mail correspondence, email correspondence, and telephone calls. And this is the procedure that's been around for longer than I have and for as long as anyone around here can remember. Mail received via U.S. mail or mail hand-delivered to the office of the Board of Selectmen. The mailbox for the office of the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator is checked daily. U.S. mail is opened and reviewed by the executive administrator and forwarded to the town administrator for action. Mail which is personally delivered by a resident is opened and reviewed by the executive administrator and forwarded to the town administrator for action. This is everything addressed to the Board of Selectmen. The town administrator addresses routine issues under the authority granted by the Selectmen administrator form of government. And issues requiring action of the Board of Selectmen are reviewed by the chairman and placed on the next agenda for discussion by the Board of Selectmen. Now, email received for the office of the Board of Selectmen. Email is received by the executive administrator. Email is then forwarded to the town administrator for action when possible, or sent for review by the Board of Selectmen chairman as appropriate. With the chairman's approval, email correspondence is placed on the next agenda for discussion by the Board of Selectmen. The executive administrator distributes email at the direction of the town administrator. Email addressed to a specific selectman is forwarded to that selectman. Telephone calls received through the office of the Board of Selectmen. Telephone calls and voicemail messages received through the office of the Board of Selectmen are received by the executive administrator. Based on the nature of the call, questions may be answered by the executive administrator or forwarded to the town administrator for action or for inclusion on a subsequent agenda. If a telephone call is received expressly for an individual member of the Board of Selectmen, the message is taken and the information is forwarded to that select person. And on the agenda, The cutoff for items received for the Board of Selectmen agenda is 12 p.m. on the Tuesday before the scheduled Board of Selectmen's meeting. For example, March 24th, 2020, Board of Selectmen meeting agenda, the cutoff was March 17th, 2020 at noon. Agenda items not received by the cutoff time are added to the agenda at the discretion of the chairman. Emergency exemptions apply. So, that's a procedure we have in place. I'm going to let you kick off the discussion, Mike, if you would like to.
Yes, thank you. The only thing I request is when something comes in, an email, a letter, that it just be sent to us that day, so we can read it and digest it too. I mean, this is a board of 5, so an example. The last meeting, we had correspondence dated 2/21, and I received it on 3/6 when I got the packet. We had correspondence with Fish and Wildlife dated 2/25. I received it on 3/6 when I got my packet. We have email from Ann Gagnon, received 2/25. I received it 3/6. All I'm saying is, when things come in on 2/25, I would like to have them on 2/26.
Okay, I will move to the others for discussion. I will move to the other members for some discussion now. Damon, do you have any issues with the correspondence procedures that we have in place?
I can understand Selectman Doyle's desire to get things sooner. I like having everything come in the packet. I wonder if there's a way to accommodate both situations. I get too many emails as it is, and so I don't want to be inundated, but I wonder if there can be a way to notify us as things come in, or to post a closed site where we can access our correspondence as they come in if we desire to check them throughout the week.
Oh,
But I see no need to change things at present.
okay, I am going to move to Alicia. Alicia, do you have any problems with the correspondence procedure we have in place?
No, I don't. I am completely appreciative of the administrative assistant screening the mail. I have gotten voicemail messages sent to me as soon as I've gotten them, if they come through the town. I have received emails that have been addressed to me, that have been forwarded, if they come through the town as they come in. But correspondence that is addressed to the Board of Selectmen as a whole, I would prefer not to get those through mail. I prefer to get them as part of the packet.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Jeff Walker, do you have any comments or issues with our correspondence procedure?
Actually, the way it's been done before, I have been a past chair and now I'm a board member. And getting things on Thursday and being able to put everything together and move in a unified direction towards the meeting works well for me. Otherwise, you know, it allows for too much going off on your own and trying to contact people outside of the board. I think it puts things together in perspective.
Okay, and I thank you, Jeff, and I would agree with you. It's, this is the way correspondence has been handled in the town for many, many years, before my time, before your time. It allows for organization. It allows for everyone to disseminate information at the same time when they receive their packet. Things of an urgent nature, of a personal nature, are obviously passed through quicker. I remember the letters from Ann Gagnon and some of those. That was to do with the landlocked parcel that the town voted to sell to Mass Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, and where that was pretty much a, you know, I won't say a done deal, but pretty much there weren't a lot of options there. Everyone saw it coming down the pike. Those weren't burning, urgent emails that needed to be communicated the minute they were received. But I will make an effort to forward things a little quicker. But I agree with Jeff. I think it's very important that everyone gets a chance to get the information at the same time, disseminate it. That way, even if well-intentioned, no one's circumventing the board and, you know, potentially, and again, even well-intentioned, kind of muddying up the waters on an issue because 5 of us ran 3 different directions. I think, you know, to maintain order and have it be a workable and controllable situation, what we have right now is the best policy. Are there any other comments? Mike?
I kind of like what Jim, what Selectman Jessup said. Just have a separate site where we can tab in and just read them. We're not gonna act on them, but I like to think about things. And if there's anyone I have to contact before we meet, it would be, I think it's prudent for me to be a selectman. So I would like to have mine on everyone else can have it the other way, but I would like to have emails when they come in the next day, mail the next day.
Okay, would you like to make a motion to change the correspondence procedure? Would you like to make a motion to change the correspondence procedure?
I'll make the motion that if things come in, they should be distributed to the selectmen the next day. I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'm gonna roll call to see if there is a second. Damon, do you choose to second Mike's motion at this time?
Not this time. I'm listening to Jeff. I think it makes sense to keep the system the way we have it.
Okay, Alicia, do you wish to second Mike's motion at this time?
I'd like some clarification on his question. He made the motion to forward things. I'd like to know what things are.
Okay, Mike, would you like to respond?
Yeah, I will. Emails, letters, anything that's directed to the Board of Selectmen, I would like to have it that day or the next day.
Okay, is that clarification enough for you, Alicia?
Yes, it is, and I do not wish to second it.
Okay, Jeff Walker, do you wish to second Mike's motion?
So, I'll do the way things are at this time.
Okay, the motion fails to carry. So, moving on. We have the discussion of the application for the village at Cricket Lane, 55 Rear Pearson Drive. This is gonna get, I don't know if postponed is the correct word. I don't believe continued is the right, I'm not sure what the right word is at the right time, but given the COVID-19 situation and everything getting pushed back a little bit, I'm gonna let Damon take the reins on making a motion.
I move that we table discussion of the application for the village at Cricket Lane, 55R Pearson Drive, to our next meeting in the hopes that we can get public comment.
Second. Okay, we have a second. Any discussion? I'll go through the roll call. Damon.
You don't take public comment.
Sorry, I lost things for a second. Who did you?
Public comment occurs at the
Right.
public hearing.
Sorry, I just wanna clarify, we won't be entertaining public comment, but maybe for a better process, we'll definitely handle it more efficiently when we get to our go-to meeting format. So, is there I seconded Damon's motion. Mike, are you in favor of continuing this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Alicia, are you in favor of continuing?
So we're gonna continue to our next board meeting, and then is that gonna be a public hearing, or is that gonna be the more, opportunity for the board to discuss it?
It's going to be an opportunity for the board to discuss it, because that won't be a public hearing, but that will be when the Board of Selectmen give their comments and observations about this project.
The zoning board.
Okay, thank you.
Public comment will come at the zoning board level, but this will be the Board of Selectmen's chance to sound off about this proposal.
Okay, and I vote yes to table it.
Jeff, how is your feeling about tabling this? Jeff Walker?
Vote to table.
Okay. All right, and I'm sorry, I'm just double checking. Mike, you already moved to table, correct?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. So that will be tabled until our next meeting, when we have some better communication means here. So, okay, next we have do we have an administrator's report tonight?
Just briefly, obviously a lot has happened since we last met, with the governor's executive order happening on March 12th, allowing us to participate remotely and decreasing some of the open meeting laws. The March 13th, the actual pandemic was declared. The 16th was when, in consultation with the Emergency Management Director and the Chairman of the Board of Selectmen and Deb Rogers, we decided to close the municipal offices. Again, at that point in time, people were still working, but the offices were closed to the public. On March 17th, the emergency declaration was signed by Chairman Colby. That's the point in which Chief Riley took over the reins, and we all felt very confident about that. On March 23rd, we invoked our flexible work policy. This was done in an effort to slow the transmissions while ensuring that we continued our municipal operations and the operations of our town government. So today we were notified that we received grant funding of $5,000 to assist with our health operations. Health agent Deb Rogers has moved to hire 2 additional nurses to work on our behalf, as well as, I believe she said, a student from BU who will also be helping in this effort. So as of right now, although we continue to be closed to the public, we are open for business in terms of both working remotely and on flexible schedules, obviously to be mindful of social distancing and everything else we've heard up to this point. So I did want to remind everyone that there are a lot of alternatives on the town's website to transact business, paying bills, getting parking stickers, dog licensing. A lot of these things can be done either online or through the mail, building permits, leave messages on phones. People will be returning your phone calls, send emails. Although it's a flexible schedule, someone should be getting back to you relatively quickly, and we just ask for everyone's patience as we work through this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a letter from the Upper Green Advisory Committee.
Colby,
Yes, Mike.
are we not gonna have any talk of citizens' concerns again?
That'll be at the next meeting, when we have some citizens that can chime in.
But this is the 3rd meeting, we haven't addressed it.
I'm not aware of that, but at our next meeting, we'll have go-to meeting, there'll be public input. It was
Look at the tape,
announced,
saw right over it.
it was announced at the beginning of this meeting that tonight there would be no public input. And we can take it up at the next meeting. Okay, so now, if I get back to this letter from the Upper Green Advisory Committee. After soliciting feedback from the town during public forums on October 26th and February 15th, and engaging with various experts, including tree warden Tim Lamprey, We have compiled a complete list of recommended repairs and updates to the Upper Green. These repairs seek to restore Newbury's beloved Upper Green while preserving its pastoral and historic character in keeping with the feedback we've received from the community. Suggested Upper Green repairs are pruning dead branches from existing trees where needed and simultaneously assessing the health of current trees. Assessment to be conducted by tree warden Tim Lamprey. Remove tree stumps with a stump grinder and any very sick trees based on the tree warden's health assessment along the perimeter of the Upper Green. Plant replacements or new trees in each instance and plant trees along the perimeter of the Upper Green where there are voids. Trees are to be set back 15 to 20 feet from the road for protection from road salt and are to be 3 to 4 inch minimum caliper. Select trees from the following native varieties: red maple, linden, sweet birch, elm, tupelo, honey locust, mulberry, and eastern hop hornbeam. Remove the 2 evergreen trees, including the stumps, and replace with a single evergreen tree. Select tree from the following varieties: white spruce or Norway spruce. Apply gypsum in early spring to help improve drainage. Reapply as needed. Applications to be completed by tree warden Tim Lamprey. Apply lime and organic fertilizer to help with grass and tree health. Correct the pond outlet drain to facilitate pond drainage to the appropriate level. This will require an evaluation of the current blockage. Repair and paint the flagpole, which is rotted at its base, or replace if necessary. Repair the backstop for the baseball field where necessary and repaint it using the same color in place today. Plant shrubs behind each of the 2 baseball benches to serve as a safety barrier. Clean up the walkway by the pond along High Road. Weed and replace stone dust as necessary. Freshen the plantings around the monuments and memorials through weeding and the addition of new plants. Solicit volunteers to maintain flower beds on an ongoing basis. Fix a sinkhole next to the catch basin at the edge of the pond. Newbury's DPW will determine whether this is the town's or the state's responsibility. Create ongoing program to keep geese off the property in order to improve the cleanliness of the Upper Green and to keep the pond algae under control. Install 2 discrete "Please do not feed the geese" signs. Encourage community use of radio-controlled boats on the pond and install a BirdX electronic goose repellent. The BirdX manufacturer confirmed the 4-speaker system would affect just Canada geese and no other birds and should be sufficient to cover the Upper Green pond. The manufacturer offers a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Fix the spotlight for the pond to allow for nice ice skating at night, using energy-efficient bulbs and incorporating a switch allowing the light to be turned off when not in use. Survey the Upper Green to determine town versus state lines and ensure dig safe is issued for relevant repairs. Flags on the telephone poles along High Road on Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. Implement a maintenance schedule and program to maintain the Upper Green repairs. Solicit volunteers to aid in the maintenance on an ongoing basis. Thank you for considering these repairs. While we have not outlined the associated costs, we recognize that the town has a fund set aside for the Upper Green specifically. If the cost exceeds the funds currently available, perhaps the town could request additional donations from the community. We are happy to answer any questions about these recommendations via email or at one of your future meetings. Sincerely, the Upper Green Advisory Committee. Robin Etheridge, Jan Forrest, Amelia Random, Tony Matthews, and Fred Thurlow. And does anybody have any meeting updates? I will go through roll call. I will start with Damon.
No meeting updated at this point.
Okay, thank you. Mike.
No meeting updates at this point.
Jeff Walker, any meeting updates?
Nah.
Alicia, any meeting updates at this time?
The fiscal policy committee of the MMA was scheduled to meet, today, but that meeting was canceled.
Okay, thank you for that update. Has everyone had a chance to review meeting minutes? I will start with Damon.
Yep.
Okay, Mike. Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Alicia Greco.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to move to approve the meeting minutes. Is there, I guess I'll go to Damon for a second if he wishes to do so.
Second.
Mike, are you in favor?
Yes.
Okay. Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Alicia Greco.
Yes.
Okay, meeting minutes are approved. Do we have any warrants tonight?
We do.
Okay.
Motion to sign warrant?
Okay, I will second that. Now, how are we gonna handle?
Under the,
How do we come in, just come in and sign?
I'm gonna clarify that with Tracy right now.
under the Board of Selectmen Town Administrator Act, the town administrator has authority to execute warrants, and if the chairman would sign off on them as well, that would be great.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat that in case there was any trouble hearing. Under the Town Administrator Act, we can authorize Tracy to sign the warrants on our behalf, so I am going to take a roll call vote. Let's see, I move to allow the town administrator to sign the warrants on the selectmen's behalf. Damon.
Second.
Okay, now I will move to a roll call vote. Mike, do you approve of?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Alicia Greco.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm J.R. Colby, I also approve of this. Okay, Damon, I would entertain a motion to adjourn if you would like to do so.
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor?
I second it. Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you for being patient tonight, everybody. Once we got rolling, we got some of the wrinkles worked out, and we'll have go-to meeting in place for our next get-together. So thank you to everyone for being patient, and we were all able to figure this out together, which has been great. So good night to everybody.
Chairman Goldie,
Chairman Colby,
I'll start with Alicia. Yes, Alicia.
are we gonna move into executive session or no?
There is no executive session tonight, given the circumstances.
Say it again.
Mike, did you have the same question?
I had the same question.
Okay, yeah, no executive session tonight. We'll take those things up at a later date.
Thank you, good night.
All right, thank you, everyone, and good night.